everyone should hear. It's the message that every Christian should proclaim. Well, then number two, as we think about liberty, and the first question I ask you, what is liberty? Well, let's define. What's the definition of liberty? What's the definition of liberty? Many people have a definition of liberty that is very naive and very childish. What do you mean, preacher? Their definition of liberty is, I should be able to do what I want to do, when I want to do it. Nobody can tell me otherwise, and there should be no cost or no consequence. That sounds like a 2-year-old, doesn't it? I can do what I want to do in order to be slaves to what we do like. Really, that childish definition fits that. I don't like that, so I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to do this over here, but not understanding the whole time I'm doing this over here, I am enslaving myself. I'm not having liberty at all. I'm actually living in a way that brings bondage to myself. Well, no, I don't like that, so I think I should be able to do what I want to do, so I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to smoke, and I'm going to drink, and I'm going to do all this kind of stuff, and I'm free to do it. But the whole time you're doing it, you're enslaving yourself. Do you have the freedom to choose that? Yes, absolutely. But there's going to be a cost. There's going to be a consequence. It's not freedom. It's actually bringing bondage into your life. What is freedom? Well, let me give you what I believe is a more biblical definition of freedom, a general definition, if you will, that you can apply to political freedom, personal freedom, biblical, spiritual freedom, whatever you want to do. Just a definition of liberty, of freedom, okay? Liberty means the happy state of being released from servitude for a life of enjoyment and satisfaction that was not possible before. Once again, a general definition. We can see it in our passage today. Liberty, freedom, being the happy state of having been released from servitude for a life of enjoyment and satisfaction that was not possible before. We see that in the passage once again. We can think about it in our own Christian lives. When we got saved, we were saved from our sin. We're no longer slaves to sin. And God has given us the opportunity to have a life of enjoyment and satisfaction that was not possible in this condition. Make sense? So once again, it's a general definition, but we can apply it to every area in which we think of freedom. So with that definition, think about this aspect. Look at letter A. The definition of freedom, first of all, involves the fact there's deliverance from servitude. There's deliverance from servitude. We see it in our passage. Understand what the year Jubilee is. In that 50th year, once again, that person that is working for someone else, there's someone else's servant, they're being told they have now been given liberty, proclaim liberty throughout all the land, to all the inhabitants thereof. It shall be a jubilee unto you, and you shall return every man unto his possession. You shall return every man unto his family. There's deliverance from servitude. So we think about that deliverance, give you two basic illustrations. The first one is Israel's history. In Israel's history, use it for example, the most prominent example God uses for freedom and deliverance from servitude is Israel being delivered from Egypt. How many times does God use that in Scripture? I don't know, I didn't count, but it's a lot, right? He constantly uses that example. Israel in bondage, enslaved in Egypt. Moses is told to go. He goes to Pharaoh. Let my children go. No, we know the whole 10 plagues thing. Then they march out free. But as they're free, they come to the Red Sea, don't they? And who's behind them? Their former masters. But get this. They crossed the Red Sea on dry land. As they crossed it on dry land, Egypt pursues, but they are consumed by the same Red Sea. Israel has now been permanently delivered from enslavement. You get that? There's no turning back. There's no going back. No. They have been released permanently from servitude. Another example, of course, the year of Jubilee we have here. We talked about it. Deliverance in the year of Jubilee. Things being restored. There's no longer any servitude. This is God's economic system. Okay? So just understand this. More than likely, somebody here probably thought about going to the bank on Thursday. Was it Thursday or Friday? Whatever the day the 4th was on, it was Friday. You probably thought about, oh yeah, the bank's closed. The bank is closed on July the 4th. It's a holiday. You know, God's economic system, if they had banks back then, they would be closed the entire 49th year. Are you going to loan anybody any money when next year you have to forgive the debt? No.